Good evening, guys. Welcome to Joint Dynamics here in Central Hong Kong for our Inside Scoop event. Thankfully, with neuroscience and common sense, we've put the body back together. And this evening is a discussion with 3 presentations on how we've put the body back together and how movement is a tool for not just therapy in the context here of Joint Dynamics. We have physical therapists, massage therapists, osteopaths, personal trainers, movement coaches, athletic development, sports scientists, and the common thread that ties us all together is movement. So what we know about movement and its context and application, we know that movement can make us fitter, faster, stronger. We also know that movement, we can rep pain away in the sense if we know the correct movements and we know that the understanding of pain and biomechanics, we can indeed rep pain away, which is some of the stuff that our clinical team does here. We also know that movement is quite topical, and if you think of our last Inside Scoop on the immune system and anxiety, we know that the movement of the human body is critical when it comes to the immune system. So
everything is always in motion. Our bodies are moving all the time, and we are designed to move. In fact, our brain, that's its only real function, is to get us to move, to do things. This gentleman here, Avicenna, said that movement can replace many drugs, but no drug can ever replace movement. The 2 things you need to take away from this is that there's always an emotional component to pain. It can be that fear of something when you hurt yourself, the fact you're about to step on a nail and you jump back. There's a heightened emotional response to that. But also, pain can come with both actual and potential tissue damage. It doesn't have to always rely on physical damage for us to feel pain sensations. And we'll look at this in a bit more depth in a bit of you. This is what we need to do when people are in pain with movement. We need to stress the system. But we need to know how much, we need to know how fast, and we need to know how ready the person is to have this work done, whether they're buying into what we're doing and how frightened they are. So we need to address all these things first.
The aim today is basically to try and show you a different way of looking at the time you spend on your body. So I think that, with it being that we all think differently, sometimes in the health and fitness industry, we're all kind of pigeonholed into the same thing. So there are certain narratives, like Andrew mentioned at the beginning, where we should do this. This is what we're supposed to come and do, and it doesn't necessarily resonate with us, and that's actually okay. And a lot of the time, it's knowledge and ideas. So even if we had the best gym in the world and all the time in the world, what are we doing here? Like, what are these attributes of our body that we can kind of nurture and bring into our lives? Is that we have this body that when we do something, it gets better at it. The more she does it, the more her upper body starts to sort of collaborate with her feet. So anything you're trying to do with the feet should potentially be tying with the rest of the body as well. This is Irene, so she's making just tiny adjustments. You can see there, she's actually playing a game involving her upper body, but you can see how it kind of really nice to see the way it affects her feet.
Because I'm from a very different, background, even though I've sort of grown up in a very integrated facility as well. I dance for the Royal Ballet at the Royal Opera House in London. So Act 1 will be about self-exploration and how we become better performers and artists, and how we chase quality movement, which is our aim. This is what we want to do and this is the way we schooled as well from a very young age. We want to chase quality movement. One way of sort of trying to be more open and be more curious and sort of embrace exploration and creativity is to go back to sort of that inner child, inner kid sort of ability that we had back in the days when we were just running around freely. As a dancer, it's easy for me to say because that's something that, again, I've been schooled to do. I've drilled movement over and over again. We internalize absolutely everything. That's the beauty of it, actually, because that's also how I believe I chased quality of movement. Technique is the other one. Without technique, we can't do anything. Technique is your manual, is what we're talking about, discussing here tonight, helping you to putting your own manual together. If you don't have technique, theoretical technique and practical technique,
Miles Price here from Life Clinic about how nutrition, diets, supplementation, and maybe testing is an important approach to appreciate your risk from a COVID-19 fatality, but also from a point of view of just optimizing your immunity generally. So the big question is, are you metabolically healthy? Because a lot of people, when they ask themselves, well, I exercise every day, I eat this every day, I sleep well, they could have higher triglycerides, they could have high insulin, and they don't even know about it. In Hong Kong, 1 in 4 people have insulin resistance, and 1 in 10 have diabetes. And this study done in America between 2009 and 2016, only 12% of Americans are metabolically healthy, which is quite astonishing. We also have to really focus on making sure your amino acids are optimal. So we've got glutamine, threonine, cysteine. These are all supportive of your T cell, B cell proliferation. These are types of white blood cells, and for thymus gland expansion. As we get older, the thymus gland, which sits in the chest, shrinks, and our T cell production is affected. So we have to make sure we keep our thymus gland well supported by keeping your amino acid intake high.
So Bachelor of Health Science, it means I'm qualified in 3 different streams of natural medicine. So that's the use of herbal medicine, nutrition, and now I think a 3rd stream of application of natural medicine, which is diet as a prescription. For 4 weeks, they used these supplements, and after those 4 weeks, they saw a decrease in the negative thoughts associated with sadness. Digestion, why? Let's start there. As Andrew mentioned, your digestion actually houses around 70% of your immune system within the gut-associated lymphatic tissue by kind of introducing the notion of what the lymphatic tissue actually does. Now, one of the big things about it is that the digestion is actually the gateway for the outside world to your inside world. And I want to talk about this because I feel like as the research really progresses, we've been focused on probiotics for probably the last decade, I would say. But what I'm starting to see in my own research is that the role of fiber in fermented foods, especially through the diet, is actually becoming in some cases more important. This is so our fireside chat has just begun. There's a bonfire here. We're going to get a guitar out at some stage. There's part of that's litigious, but I think the other idea is that if you can move someone to a point where they can make those behavioural changes, start exercising, get coached, and get into the diet and actually move into those things as part of the therapeutic intervention. So, and that's where I guess where I'm going.
Prescribing exercise. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and this is where I'm going with this in relation to how we're actually helping people, and in some cases the siloing that happens between these, the different groups of us. And this is why I kind of enjoy being here with us, because, you're doing your thing here, I'm doing my thing here, Miles is doing his thing as well. And here we are talking together. Yeah. And it is for the benefit of the patient. So just
tonight, and I really hope that we could share something of value for you guys. Please remember that it's physical experience that makes the biggest difference. So the information is important, but you really need to do this stuff. Thank you from us.
Thank you guys.
Here
Thank
at
you
Joint
so
Dynamics, and speak to you soon.